Okay, hi, and welcome. Hi, Henry, to the class. Thank you for coming to learn English. So we're going to be learning this week together. We're going to be talking about entertainment. So we know entertainment is a place where we go to enjoy seeing something. So maybe we go to a concert, maybe we go to the cinema, or to the football stadium, or to a museum or art galleries. Those are places where we go to see something and enjoy our time there. So it's called entertainment. It's having fun. It's enjoying our time. So we're going to be looking at film festivals, but more importantly, the grammar that we're going to be talking about is using the present continuous be going to. So we use this grammar when we talk about plans. For example, I am going to the movies. We are going to the cinema. We are going to watch a football game. We're going to the festival. So this is a grammar that we use when we talk about plans. What are our plans? And it's in the present, but it's also, it could be in the future as well. So I'm going somewhere, we're going somewhere. That's the grammar that we're looking at. So we're going to be looking at that and talking about everything entertainment. So let's get into our class. So you could see I've got a picture here and it says photo by Volkan Gani in Istanbul, Turkey. So we're going to listen to an audio about somebody talking about this photo. Okay, so let's listen. We're going to know, where is this woman? What is she watching? And what are the people in the video doing? Okay, so let's watch a short little video about this picture and answer and listen to those questions.
Truck 81, Unit 9 opener. This photo is in Istanbul, in Turkey. The woman is in an art gallery, but she isn't looking at a painting. She's watching a short video. The video lasts 15 minutes, and then it plays again. The people in the video are at the cinema, and they're watching a film. There's a man standing in the audience, but I don't know why.
Okay, so we know, where is the woman? We know that she is in an art gallery. Okay, an art gallery. And she's sitting down. I can see there's a woman. She is sitting down. And what is she watching? She is watching a short video. And in the short video, we can see it's a cinema. And it's people that are watching a film, and there's a man standing up. So that's what we heard in the audio. So we can answer some questions. Looking at a painting or a photo, where do we do this action? In an art gallery. Where do we look at old objects? We have to pick one of the words from here. We look at old objects in a museum. Where do we watch a film? We watch a film at a cinema. Where do we watch TV? At home. Listen to music? We listen to music at a concert. Where do we watch a play? So that's where people are on the stage and they will, it's like you're watching actors, performing a play, making a story. Where do we watch a play? At the theater. And where do we watch a sport? We watch a sport, maybe it's a soccer or a football. It is at the stadium. Okay, at the stadium. So let's have a look at, hey guys, let's have a look at the next page. So we're talking about entertainment, everything to do with going to music festivals. That's what we're doing here. So the Tall Grass Film Festival. So it's a festival where they are showing movies. Okay, so let's make up some of these sentences. We want to use the present simple. For example, I go to the cinema when? Once a week, once a month. So for me, we can say something like, I go to the cinema maybe once every or twice a year. So not so often. Twice a year, I go to the cinema. I usually watch films on TV. I usually watch films at home on the TV. I like watching films. I like watching films with someone. But sometimes if I'm tired, then I like to watch a film by myself. And the last film I saw at the cinema was actually it was last night. I went to go see Monkey Man. Has anyone seen that movie in the cinema, Monkey Man? So really good film. I loved it. Okay, so we can use the present simple to talk about our plans, but we can also use this grammar to be, going to talk about plans. So really it's a future because you're not doing the action right now. You are talking about what you want to do, okay? What is going to happen? So how do we create this sentence? Well, we have a subject. The subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, or you could say the names, Maria and I, my husband and I. And then you use the verb to be. You use the verb to be in the present. We know that is am, is, are, depending on the subject. So I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, or they are. So I want my subject to be I. So it's I am going to. So you must use the ing with the verb go, going to. And then what action are you going to do? I am going to the movies. You could talk about a place. Or I'm going to play football. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to go to the theater. I'm going to go to the festival. So that's how we talk about our plans. What do we want to do? Where do we want to go? And we use this to make our sentence. So to make a negative sentence, you add the word not. So you have the subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and the verb to be, am, is, are. And then you say not, you must say not before going to verb. So for example, I am not going to the theater this weekend. I am not going to the party. I'm not going to the movies with Maria and Mario. I am not going to the festival. Yeah, so it's a negative. I'm not going. I'm not going to do this action. Now we can ask questions about the plans that maybe someone has. We want to ask them what. So we can start the sentence with what, and then we use the verb to be. So we know it's am, is, are, and then going to verb. So what is the action? So for example, what are you going to see on the movies? So I want to know what are you going to see at the theater? What are you going to see? What are you going to watch? What are you going to wear to the theater, to the festival? We can also make the question with to be. So again, to be is am, is, are in the present or the future. So am in the present, sorry, only. Am I? Are you? If I want to ask you. Is he, is she, is it, are we, are they? So for example, are we going to the cinema? So I can ask my friend, Eloise, are we going to the movies this weekend? I can ask Henry, are you going to the festival this weekend? So I can also ask you about your plans. So for the first one was, what are you going to do? What are you going to see? What are you going to watch? Or are you going to the movies? Are you going to the show? Are you going to the festival? Are you going to the markets? Whatever it is that I want to ask. Okay, so we can see or we can watch. You've heard those two verbs. We can see a film, but we can also watch a film. So you got to be careful which action you want to say. If you see a film, it's the same as watching a film. It's exactly the same words. Okay, we have some types of sentences that we can make. So if you remember, you can use a time phrase. So I could say when. So on Sunday, for example, on the weekend, on Friday. So that's a future because today is Monday. Tomorrow, I can just say the word tomorrow, or next week, or this weekend, or on Sunday, or on Wednesday. And then we've got the comma after the time phrase, the subject, I am going to visit my friends. Okay, or whatever I want it to be, this is where I need to change it. On Sunday, I'm going to watch a movie. Next weekend, I'm going to a festival with my friends. Okay, so that's how we make the sentence. We're just looking at plans using the structure to be, going to talk about what are our plans. And we need to say the entertainment, the activity. Is it the movies? Is it the cinema, the theater? We've got lots of places where we can go and have fun and enjoy our time. So that's what we're doing. We're talking about our plans. So here are some types of films, or we call them genres. So it just means what kind of film do you want to watch? So animation is number B. It's cartoon, animation. Comedy. So comedy means where you're laughing. There's lots of jokes and it's just fun. That would be number C. Yes, of course. That's okay. Comedy. And if you know this movie is Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey. So that's a comedy. It makes you laugh. It's got lots of jokes and documentary. Now, documentary is like a short film, but it's on a real topic. It's not fake. Maybe it's about wildlife, about animals, about the world, about an issue in the world like poverty or sicknesses. So a documentary is number E. We can see that's a documentary about penguins. And you can also say doco, D-O-C-O, like, oh, what's your favorite doco? Or, we can make that word short. Documentary. Fantasy. Now, fantasy means it is not real. It's like imagination, fantasy. You're using your imagination to dream of a type of life that's not in real life. So a fantasy would be H, Avatar. So this movie is a fantasy movie. It's not real. It can't be real, but we're using our imagination to create characters that are very different than real life. Horror film. Now, horror is like scary. Okay, I'm going to be really scared. And that's this one, F. So it's horror, it's scary, it's frightening. Romantic, one of my favorite types of movies or types of films. So romantic, it's about love, there's couples, there's relationships. And that would be D. And I think this movie is When Harry Met Sally. So really good film. It's about love. You know, the man is always wanting to ask for the woman and fall in love with her. Science fiction. So science fiction, we know it's got something to do with science. It would be G. So all the topics of science, physics, biology, maybe. Yeah, it looks like spacecraft, astronaut movie, you know, science fiction. And thriller. Now, thriller is a little bit different than horror. Thriller is A, and that just means like when you're kind of like you're waiting to see what happens next. So you're not scared, but you're waiting, like, I can't wait to see what happens next. Oh my God, like there's a chase. You know, you can see that there's a helicopter and there's people on a motorbike and they're racing and, you know, maybe they're trying to escape something. And it's not scary, but it's a thriller, you know, it's really making you feel like you can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Okay, so we were talking about entertainment. So remember when we enjoy going somewhere, we might go to the movies, to the cinemas, to the museum, to the art gallery, to places where we enjoy our time. So this is the Tall Grass Film Festival. So it's a place where they will show you movies. So the name of the film festival is the Tall Grass. So let's read and we can practice pronunciation together. So the title is the Tall Grass Film Festival. Every year, the Tall Grass Film Festival shows more than 190 films from 33 different countries. You can see many different films, including science fiction, documentaries, and fantasy. Here are some of the films this year. Mother. This comedy thriller is by the director Hadri Kusar. A man is shot in a small Estonian town, and his mother tries to find out who did it. Brother. In a drama from Venezuela, two brothers grow up in Caracas with a love for football. But life is different and sometimes violent for the two boys as they try to become professional players. April and the Extraordinary World. It's 1941, and April lives with her family in Paris. One day, her family disappears, and April, with her cat, has to find them. Great storytelling and animation for the whole family. In French with English subtitles. Okay, so we can see that this was a film festival and they are showing 3 movies every year. And, you know, these movies are from different countries. So you'll see movies where you can read subtitles for the language in English mostly. And even if the movie is from Venezuela, so it's in Colombian or different parts of the world. So let's see. The Tall Grass Film Festival is once a year. Is that true or false? True. Yes, this film festival happens once a year, every year, once a year. You can see films from around the world. Yes. It shows one type of film, false. It shows many types of films, documentary, science fiction, fantasy. This year, you can see a film from Estonia. Yes. Brother is about two football teams in Venezuela. False. It's not about two football teams from Venezuela. No. It's about two brothers. Okay, who become professional players, but it's not about two football teams. And April and the Extraordinary World is only for children, not adults. False. It says that the movie is for the whole family, so false. Okay, so we know that a film festival happens once a year. It's a big event and they'll showcase movies from around the world. So I want you now to write and tell me about a movie that you have watched. Okay, so tell us about a film, a movie, or a film festival. So remember, a film festival is like, when it's like at one place or maybe a few places where they'll show cinemas, movies from around the world. So tell us about it. If it's your favorite movie, tell us about your favorite movie. So try to tell us what happens in the movie and why did you like this movie, okay? So for example, the last movie that I saw was called Monkey Man. And I saw it just last night. And I really liked this movie. It started with showing us a little boy and his mother. And then after we see a man, but we don't really know what's happened. And we slowly start to see that this man is wanting to kill the people that killed his mother when he was a kid. So you see this man go through life where he's trying to get to the person that killed his mother. And it was just an amazing film. So it's beautiful because it showed you, when he was little with his mom, and it was like a thriller, but at the same time, it was very sad film because you were watching a little boy that lost his mother. So it was, sad that he lost his mother, but in the end, it was so great because he got to kill the people that took away his mother's life. And the story was just amazing. I don't want to say too much, but that's one of my favorite films. So it's called Monkey Man, and it's a 2024 action thriller. So I want you to tell me about a film, maybe your favorite film. It could be in your language, in Portuguese or in Spanish, or it could be an English film that you've seen, or a film festival. Okay, so we'll come back and read them. So in the conversation that we're going to listen, two friends are at the Tallgrass Film Festival. Listen to their conversation and answer the questions. Which film does Beta talk about? Where does Charles invite Beta? And does she answer yes or no? Now, this is the conversation here, so you can follow the conversation and add in the missing answer. Okay, so let's listen to the conversation.
Track 83, Unit 9A. Hey, Renata. Hi, Charles. Are you enjoying the festival? I'm going to buy a ticket for the next film. It's called Mother. Are you going to see it too? It starts in 10 minutes. No, I'm not. But where are you going afterwards? Didier, Monica, and I are going to have dinner at a Japanese restaurant. Do you want to come? Sorry, but I'm not going to stay out late tonight. I'm tired. Oh, I must go. Bye. Bye. See you later.
So if you remember, we were speaking about how do we tell people what our plans are when we're going somewhere. So you could see sentences like, I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm not going to stay out late. What are you going to see? Question. are you going to see the film? And when we respond, we say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. So we use going to and the infinite. This is what's called the infinite. Whatever main action is here, to verb, to talk about the present. It's a present future, so it's maybe more future because it's not happening now, but I'm saying that I'm going to do this action. So I would say the future. How do we form the negative? Well, to make the negative, we add not. And you must add not before the going to verb. So, for example, I am not going to the cinemas this weekend. I'm not going to the festival. And how can we say going to in a different way? You could say, I will. You can use the future, which is I will. That's in the present, sorry, in the future simple. We say, I will see a movie on the weekends. I will go to the theater on Friday. I will. So that's another way to make a sentence in the future talking about our plans. Or you could use the future continuous by saying, I will be. So be for the same subject. If it's I will be, you will be, he will be, she will be, we will be. If you're talking about you and your friends, or my husband and I, we will be. And then put the main action here with the ing. So we will be going to the movies on the weekend. Do you want to come? We will be going to dinner. Would you like to come? We will be going to the theater. Okay, so that's how we can talk about our plans in the future. So the first one is using to be going to. I am going to be going to the cinemas. I am going to see a movie. Or will verb, I will see the movies. I will go to dinner. I will go to the theater on Friday. Or will be going. I will be going to the movies. I will be watching the latest film. I will be hearing some music. Okay, so let's make some sentences. We've got here number 10, we as the subject. Now we need to use the going to verb. So we are, because we know we have to put the verb to be. So we are going to see a film at the new cinema. Okay, that's talking about our plans. We are going to see a film at the new cinema. Negative, I am not going to buy a ticket. If I want to ask a question, are you going to buy tickets online? Or are you going to buy your ticket online? Are you going to buy our tickets? We have a question. Remember, we can do it with the W. Where are you going to sit? So if you're in the theater, are you going to sit up? Or are you going to sit here? Like, where are you going to sit? We have another negative. I'm not going to watch the film. Okay, I'm not going to watch the film. It looks like a boring film. Where are you going to go after the film? So after the film, are you going to go for dinner? Are you going to go to someone's house? Are you going to go for a drive? Where are you going after the film? Question, are they going to meet us? So maybe you're going with your friend and then some other friends are coming. So are they going to meet us there? Or are we going to pick them up? So are they going to meet us in the city center? Are they going to meet us in town? Are they going to meet us at the movies? Are they going to meet us here? And I am never going to watch that director again. So we've got an adverb here, never. So the same like the negative, we need to add the adverb in the same spot as the negative. So it goes after the subject and to be. It goes before the going to verb. So as we know, we can add sentences that have the time phrase. This evening. So that means like later tonight. This evening, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to the movies. I'm going to go to the cinemas. This weekend. Okay, so we're looking at the time phrase. As we know, the time phrase comes at the beginning of the sentence. It's more easier to make a sentence that way. This weekend, I'm going to buy clothes. These are just examples. Next weekend, so you always have to put a comma. I'm going to look for another job. Next weekend, I'm going to look for another job. This summer, we are going to travel to Bali. And here are some more examples. So with asking a question, we know we can start with the verb to be. So are you going to travel next month? Now, when you hear the verb of the question, you must respond in that way. So are, yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Are you going to work this weekend? No, I'm not. Or yes, I am. Are you going to the beach tomorrow? So in a question, we put the time phrase at the end. Are you going to the beach next week? Are you going to the beach on Saturday? You could say why? Because it will be hot. You say, yeah, I am going. No, I'm not going. Are you going to walk around the city tomorrow? No. No, I'm not. So not just no or yes, but we must put the verb, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. Are you going to work this weekend? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Okay, so in number 14, we're going to imagine that we're going to the film festival. So we're going to choose 3 films that you want to see. So you can make a conversation from it. You can say, my plan. So when you're telling someone your plan, you can just use that word. Hey, what are your plans for the weekend? Well, my plan is to go to Cinema One on Friday and see Deep Sea Challenge, which is a documentary about whatever. So you can add the genre, which is a comedy, which is a romantic film. So we say which when we want to give more information about the noun. So I told you which film, and I want to tell you what it's about. So I say which. If I want, I can just say which is about, or which is a documentary, which is a comedy, which is a romantic movie about whatever. So that's how, this is an example of a conversation. Discuss your plans using to be, going to verb. So remember, yes, there's other ways that we can talk about our plans. We can use the future simple, the will. We can use the future continuous, the will be going to, but we just want to practice this one, to be, going to verb. And here's a conversation. So we have A says, are you going to see a film or movie? They're the same words tonight. Or you can ask a question, which film are you going to see? What film are you going to see? And the person can respond, I'm going to see a movie at 2 p.m. If you want, you can say where, at Norwood Cinema. I'm going to see a movie at 2 p.m. in Glenelg. So you can say the location if you want. I'm going to watch an action movie called, and then say the name of it. Okay, so called to say what is the title, or you could say the word which is called, but it's a very long sentence. I'm going to watch a movie called, and then A says great. Or you could say like, oh, great, nice. We use that a lot. Wow, great, sounds good, sounds good. And then B says, I'm interested in this film because, and they want to say why. You know, because I feel like a very light comedy so that I could just laugh and relax. I'm interested in this film, or I want to see this film because, or I'd like to see this film because. A says, can I come with you? So can I join you is another way. Can I come with you? Are you going with anyone? Maybe you want to ask that first. Or who are you going with? And B says, sure, I'm going to pick you up at 5 p.m. So pick you up. Or another way to say that is, sure, I'll come get you at 5 p.m. Or maybe you could say, sure, meet me there, or meet me at Norwood Cinema at 5 p.m. So maybe you just want to meet there. Just meet me there. And then you could say, great, see you then. Sure, see you then.